Coming up on Mountain News this morning, soon friends and family will say goodbye to a Knott County Sheriff's deputy that died unexpected earlier this week.
And the weather extremes we have seen throughout the past years making it difficult for some Kentucky farmers.
Plus, many people in Perry County may have a full belly this holiday when they may otherwise not be able to.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News This Morning.
Good morning. It is 6:02. I'm Will Puckett.
And I'm Madison Pergram.
Well, thank you for tuning in to Mountain News this morning on this Friday. Madison, a lot of people, including your vacation, is starting at the end of today.
9 a.m. mine starts.
I know. Look at you.
So
Lucky.
3 hours. I can do it.
Lucky, lucky, lucky. Well, you know, you're going to have some pretty nice weather. So let's bring Brandon in this morning. Brandon, unseasonably warm is the key to this game that we're going to see going, honestly, through Christmas, right?
Yeah, I think so. I think we're going to continue to kind of watch that pattern be a thing for us as we head deeper into the week. We're going to continue to see, again, those temperatures that will continue on the warming trend. Let's take a look outside the WYMT studios this morning, and we're going to continue to see clear skies for the most part. The moon was right above the banner earlier, but now has drifted away from the camera lens there. We see temperatures are very chilly. 17 Monticello, 19 in Ashland, still warmer than yesterday when we were in the teens pretty much area-wide. Some 20s and 30s across the rest of the region, the warmest spots in the region, 31 Jackson and 32 in Wise. Today, 50, calm conditions, more clouds later today, sunshine early. And as we look ahead, not much to look ahead to. The warming trend we talked about, a dry stretch as we head through the weekend. And then the Christmas forecast looks pretty good too. We'll talk all about that coming up here in just a little bit. Madison.
Thank you, Brandon. Well, less than a week before Christmas, a family of 5 is grateful they have each other after a fire tore through their Leslie County home Saturday morning.
Yeah, but the fire, they lost almost everything they owned. WYMT's Connor James shows us how the family is now trying to cope with a massive loss right before the holidays.
Well, I got one more step to go.
The smell of soot and melted metal lingers.
So I'm hoping that we will find that little piece. It's like a needle in a haystack, but I gotta try something.
With each shovelful, Amanda Middleton kicks up the ash of what she once called home. She looks for her car key. She can't afford a new one, so dig and sift is all she can do. Her husband, a former Black Jewel miner, has been out of work since July. His recent back pay paid for their children's Christmas presents.
Yeah, if it hadn't been for his Black Jewel back pay, I think even with the back pay, we still didn't spend, all that on Christmas gifts.
But now that's all gone.
So many memories this was our home. And this is the place where you're supposed to be safe and feel safe, and to lose it in the way that we lost it.
This skeleton of a home she now stands in went up in flames so fast. As the family of 5 fled, the roof behind them, the roof that now surrounds her, began to collapse.
Sorry. It just, I don't even know if there's words to really describe how I feel. We didn't have a whole lot, wasn't a fancy home, but it was our home. And we were happy here.
In the fire, they lost pets, memories, and what they called a home. What makes it harder, nothing was insured.
Partially, I feel like I'm in a nightmare. And like, this is not real. This is not how it is that I will wake up, and then reality sets in, and I realize that it makes it hard.
Again, that was WYMT's Connor James reporting. If people out there want to help, whether that be with money or clothes, you can drop that off at the Stinnett Volunteer Fire Department in Leslie County, where Amanda's husband is a volunteer and working to become an EMT.
And later today, friends and family will say goodbye to a Knott County Sheriff's deputy that died unexpectedly. Deputy Bobby Jacobs collapsed at the sheriff's office earlier this week. The group supporting Heroes says he suffered a heart attack hours after responding to a call. His funeral will be this afternoon at 1 at the Knott Central High School gym. Deputy Jacobs was 47 years old.
Well, the weather we have been seeing this year is making it difficult for some Kentucky farmers. The issues first began with the drought at the end of the summer, which caused grasses and pastures to grow poorly, leading many farmers to supplement their livestock with extra feed and hay earlier than usual. Following those drought conditions, our pattern then flipped to above average rainfall during the rest of the hay cutting season, meaning the cuts of hay farmers were able to produce typically weren't nutrient rich, which is what farmers need for the winter months. Fortunately, with the warm and drier conditions coming up in the next week, Sears says this will help relieve any extra stress on livestock and their owners.
And during the summer, the Hazard community was shaken following what police say was a murder at the Bobby Davis Park, and then the homeless population was put under a microscope.
Yeah, a series of meetings were subsequently held after that and brought about community cooperation to address and help the homeless. I went down to those meetings to learn more.
In July, Hazard and Perry County's homeless population suffered a major blow.
Anybody that needs help can get it. They just have to know where to go.
Faced with getting resources to people who desperately needed them and a community confused on how to do it, a meeting was called.
That meeting brought together a bunch of people that had a heart for this community.
Out of that late summer gathering full of people like Little Flower Clinic CEO Ellen Napier came a much needed guide.
It's about pulling resources so that none of us are overwhelmed with the needs, but that we're all bearing the burden, of the people that have the need.
A guide leading people who are left to fight for everyday needs, an avenue to get food, clothing, and health care that for years leading up to this summer, they might have went without.
I think so. I know as far as Little Flower is concerned, we have increased in patients. I don't know if it's 100% about the resource guide, but I know that we've had people say, we didn't realize that you all did everything that you do.
Because with pieces of paper and a drive to better those in the community we all live in, a 4-letter word could be delivered.
We're here to offer hope.
Now, the resource guide can be found at City Hall, schools across Perry County, and the Little Flower Clinic.
Well, students from Valley Elementary braved the cold yesterday, trying to offer a little warmth to people in need. 40 students from the school's Gear Up leadership team collected winter clothing, gloves, hats, and warm socks. Then they walked around Pikeville to place them in blessing boxes. They say it was just their way of giving back this Christmas season.
Anybody who just has like a little thin jacket or needs something can come and get it and actually have warm and have a great Christmas and just know that they're loved.
The students say they were happy to be cold for a little while if it means making sure someone else has the chance to be warm this winter.
Well, the B Squad out of Williamsburg is a group that works to help kids in Whitley County get everything they need. And big projects they do can put a financial strain and limit how many kids they serve.
WYMT's Hannah Reynolds talks to students from the University of the Cumberlands that are spending their Christmas break helping out.
The B Squad works year-round to help fill kids' needs.
Kids are our future, and so we need to invest in them as much as possible.
It is in honor of kids like Gunner.
Gunner was diagnosed with total intestinal angulonous Hirschsprung's disease. He's limited to things, and he doesn't get to do a lot of things, but he's a happy little boy that never loses the smile on his face.
But his disease does not stop him from sharing his smile with others.
He tells all his doctors in Cincinnati that he gives kids beds that don't have beds to sleep in, and he just loves it.
Last year, the B Squad contracted out more than 30 new beds for kids in his honor. But 9 months ago, students stepped up to the plate.
We've spent so long trying to make sure that the beds are sturdy and trying to make sure that they're not going to fall apart. So when I see a kid sit on one or like lay down on one, I'm probably going to cry, but it's fine.
With their help, the number of kids being served nearly doubled, and they're just as excited as Gunner.
I'm so excited. I'm hoping that these kids can wow, I got a bed, somebody cares about me. Or wow, these people, they really love me.
Helping Gutsy Gunner's dreams come true. In Whitley County, Hannah Reynolds, WYMT Mountain News.
Now the giveaway is tomorrow morning at the Williamsburg Convention Center.
And the city of Barbourville is kicking off the holidays downtown. There's a free ice skating rink set up for the next 3 days for the kids that are out of school. Starting later today, there will be a life-size snow globe that is large enough to get inside, along with a free train ride tomorrow. The hopes are that hundreds of families will come celebrate Christmas in Barbourville.
This is something different for the residents that we've not had in Barbourville, and if it goes over well, we'll be trying it again next year.
The ice rink and snow globe will be open through Sunday.
Well, yesterday marked a big day for one Whitley County native. 1 year ago on Thursday, Nick Wilson became the sole survivor in the season David versus Goliath. And Wednesday night, we learned he is returning to Fiji. This time, he will compete against 19 other previous winners. Yesterday, Nick posted on Facebook it was a quick turnaround for him, but he says it was a no-brainer to go back to compete in possibly the biggest season of reality TV history.
Forecast chilly again this morning, but not as cold as it was yesterday. Let's take a look at some of those current temperatures across the region. 17 Monticello, 19 Ashland, 28 Pikeville and Prestonsburg, 32 the warm spot over in Wise, 23 Harlan, London, 24 right here in Hazard, 20 in Irvin this morning, which is still warmer, or at least as cold as it was yesterday morning there. You see Middlesboro just right at where they were this time yesterday morning. Everybody else anywhere between 5 and about 15 degrees warmer than they were this time yesterday. Still some frost on the cars, but not a lot. Just be careful out there. Give yourself an extra minute or two to warm those cars up or scrape them off. Take a look at the emoji cast for today. Sunny skies, a touch warmer. Mostly cloudy tomorrow. Some sunshine at times, and then mostly cloudy skies for Sunday. But the big thing is, for the last shopping weekend before Christmas, it looks like it's going to be dry. Madison.
Perfect, Brandon. Thank you. And thank you for joining Mountain News this morning.
More news is on the way.
Coming up, 'tis the season for long airport lines. 42 million people are expected to fly this holiday season.
And they say Santa Claus sees you when you're sleeping. He knows when you're awake. Apparently, he also knows if you're driving over the speed limit.